How's it going, Jeff here? Now, this is a incredible story. It's a video called Melbourne Strong Cities by Dale H. And he talks about this situation in Victoria and what's behind it. It's basically a takeover. And I will read you this little from this little website here I found called Constitution Watch. Tells you everything about it. I'll leave this in the description, this story and Dale's video, and you can see the logo there, Strong Cities on the right there. Are the usual suspects responsible for this? So there's the police there, and these police are not Victorian police. So there is Victorian police still operating in Victoria, but these police are from England. And they're like a private police force, and they're attached to this Strong Cities network. Now, this was formed a few years back, this Strong Cities network, and there's, I think, about 90 cities in this Strong Cities network around the world. And I'll just read a bit more about it. So it's a little bit frightening, really. So we really need to stand up and expose everything and hold these people accountable. So has Australia's state of Victoria sold out to the Soros-backed Strong Cities network with privatised police? So George Soros is one guy behind it, but two universities in Victoria are even behind this. They're sponsoring this whole thing. So very strange indeed. But in trying to understand why Australia and Melbourne and the state of Victoria in particular seem to be coming under the heavy police state hand for a very small number of, I'll just say COVID cases, we recently published a piece by Robert Bridge in which it was posited that since Victoria has signed on to China's Belt and Road Initiative, the only Australian state to have done so, somehow this police state treatment its citizens were receiving was connected to this fact. See letters from Melbourne, a ghost town police state under brutal COVID lockdown. As Bridge says, joining the BRIE has put, that's the Belt and Road Initiative, has put Victoria at odds with the Australian government in general, which has joined the Blue Dot Network, a Western bulwark against China's BRI in the region. And I call bullshit on that. I really do. If you don't think the Australian government is in cahoots with this whole situation, you'd be wrong, because China owns probably half of Australia now. I know they own the Murray River, or the water in the Murray River. They own property all over the place. They own, well, they've got a lease on 4 ports, one of them being Melbourne Port, and Broome, Newcastle and Darwin. So, yeah. So it says here, Canada's famous constitutional lawyer Rocco Galati also made the important point that Australia and New Zealand do not have a Bill of Rights to protect their citizens against government abuse of power. Well, that's not a good thing. Here we add another element into the mix, the state of Victoria's membership in the UN Globalist Strong Cities Network. So, yeah, this is like a UN One World Government takeover. Like, this is just like the first jigsaw puzzle piece, you could say, that's being put in place for the world, unless we do something to bloody well stop it all. Here is the page link for the CSNC's member cities. In fact, the entire state of Victoria is mentioned in this list of cities as a member. For France, for example, 2 clear and distinct cities are listed, Bordeaux and Paris. Yet, curiously, so are 2 municipalities adjacent to the city of Paris. Municipalities, I think is a better way of saying it, are run by socialist mayors, Montreal and Sarcelles. Moreover, as our blogger below points out, Melbourne, under Premier Daniel Andrews' leadership, was host to the 2018 Global Summit of the SCN. That's the Strong Cities Network, SCN. Andrews belongs to the Australian Labor Party. No surprises there, and has been state premier since 2014. Our blogger also links the ISD to Institute for Strategic Dialogue. This page on their site makes explicit in the language that the Strong Cities Network belongs to the Institute. Notice it theme of violent extremism, implying the diversity and multiculturalism are its underlying raison d'etre, our emphasis. So Melbourne is a very multicultural city, there's no doubt about it. Launched at the United Nations General Assembly in September 2015, ISD's Strong Cities Network is the first ever global network of mayors, policymakers and practitioners united in building social cohesion and community resilience to counter violent extremism in its all form. Now, what violent extremism has happened in Melbourne? None. There's been none. So it's just a cover to take over, firstly Melbourne and Victoria, and then obviously New Zealand, the rest of Australia, the rest of the world, etc. That's what they want to do. So basically, we can't let this happen, guys. We really can't. So there's more than 100 member cities from every major global region in this Strong Cities network, each with specific lessons, practice or challenges surrounding violent extremism. It serves as a platform for communities, CVE professionals and local political leaders to connect with their counterparts around the world to learn from one another's experience to inform and develop their own local practice. So what it is just, it's all about bringing in the one world government. That's all it is. And they're using extremism as the excuse to do it. Just like they're using this so-called virus to destroy the system, destroy private business and private enterprise so that they can go into a tyrannical fascist state, which is what their plan is, which we're not going to let them do that, okay? So anyway, it says 2 of Victoria's universities are also involved, as I said, and that's, I think it's the Victorian University and Curtin University are the 2. Also, big tech giants, like Facebook and all that are involved as well. Chatham House, Brookings Institute, the UK's RUSI, others, and George Soros' Open Society Foundation. So there you go. These are some of the people behind it all. So we're seeing the globalists' parallel governance network and structure work, undermining the nation state as it has been doing for a very long time on the sly, because of the far left never tells you to your face what they're up to. Yeah, I think it's more than that. I think, the globalists want to take down everything. It's just not, they're blaming one side there, the far left, the left, where this is a globalist run agenda by the people who've ruled the world for thousands of years, but all that's occurred is the financial system has collapsed. There's 200 trillion in the red is the world, so every country is broke, including Australia. You might remember they couldn't afford to help the farmers, but they can start throwing billions around now, which is very strange. They seem to be getting money out of nowhere to make everybody stay at home and just watch TV and get freaked out and have heart attacks, So, and commit suicide because they're so freaked out. So we've got to stop all this nonsense, guys. So that's your normal police there. And the ones that were at the rally a few weeks ago, the Melbourne Freedom Day rally, is these globalist police, right, from London. There you go. They're supposed to be there for extremists. In other words, anyone who is not going along with the one world agenda will become an extremist, right? That's all what it's about. So I'm going to leave you the links anyway, and you can see these, you can click onto all these different links in this story, but I'll leave the link of this story and also Dale H's Melbourne Strong Cities Network video that he did a week or 2 ago. So thanks a lot, and thumbs up if you want. Catch ya. I just want to say before that, what I do is put out a flyer, as I've said many times. It's a freedom flyer. If you want this flyer, all it is 22 freedom quotes, and put it in letterboxes, hand it out to people, or put it under windscreen shields. Because this is 22 quotes that will basically set people free if they read these quotes. You know, they'll get a freedom consciousness, and if we expand that consciousness, we will become free. If you're enslaved and you're being ruled by lies, what you need to do, there's only one simple thing to do. That is put out truth and promote freedom. It's that simple. What you put out is what you get back. And that's one of the quotes on this particular flyer. As you give, so shall you receive, by Michelangelo. But there's some fantastic quotes on this this particular thing that I created here, and if you want it, I'll just email you it. It's 2 pages, as I said, and you can get it printed up and put it out in your area. Thanks. Catch ya.